Let's get ready to rumble!
Microphone check. 1, 2. This is The Social Prophet, and I'm back at it with another... We don't even have a name yet for it, though. We're going to have to come up with one, though. It'll just come to us, though. You know what I'm saying? It's just,
something.
We're just talking, like some bros.
All right.
Right? But this weekend, it's a very, very, very special weekend where my brother, Logan Mother and Paul, dust, soon to be 50-1 Money Mayweather.
Let's hope so.
Well, we'll get into that. So, I guess, people want to know what we think. Well, I guess they know what I think, but they don't really know what I think. I'm going to give my real honest opinion on this shit, So, I'll let you start off. So, what's your predictions? Like, what do you think's going to happen?
The thing with Logan Paul and Floyd Mayweather is before I give my prediction, I do have a good prediction, but with any Mayweather fight, I can never get past that there's it always feels like there's a grand scheme to things. Mm-hmm. As much as I want to believe this is a real fight, Floyd's MO has never been to put himself in harm's way, ever. Yeah. So with that being said, people the big thing is people think there's only one Paul brother. A lot of them think Jake or Logan's fighting him, and the fact that I don't know why I said that. That has nothing to do with what I'm saying, but seeing Logan, I thought Logan was way less of a good boxer than Jake. But seeing them box, for his size, I think people keep forgetting the size of these guys.
Yeah.
Because, for technically, he could probably gain enough weight to fight heavyweight. Mm-hmm. And the speed, even if you just watch the little bit of Paul, workout so far, when you put that all together, he's almost twice the size of Floyd. And
wait, for the casuals, we need to say Logan or Jake?
Logan, the older one, the one that most people probably know.
Mm-hmm.
But
at this point,
not that he's as good as Jake, but you could tell that they have really been training boxing. And the only thing is, though, like I said, is Logan has to come for anything to happen. Logan has to come completely different because Floyd wants exactly what everyone does to him, and it's to rush him, to show him everything you got, to try to break his defense. That's the whole point of his defense, to basically for you to show everything that you have, because to get in on his defense, and everybody does it. And I don't think the size will matter as much, because I'm sure the more details of the fight will come out, because Floyd always has to say where it happens, the size of the ring, the size of the gloves, and the amount of rounds and all that. So I think just Logan going 4 to 5 to 6 rounds.
It's an 8-rounder, right?
Yeah, it's 8 rounds.
How many minutes per 2 or
3?
Is it 3?
Boxing or 3 rounds. If Logan goes the whole fight, that's a win.
Well, because it's an exhibition, I didn't know.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, it should still be 3 minutes, but if Logan goes the whole way, I think it's most likely going to go the way everyone thinks. He's going to let Logan beat up on him, and then he's going to show his skill, and he's going to try to point him. He's not going to knock him out. Whatever he does, the only way we get something cool is if the press conference was real. The thing with Logan's brother Jake taking his hat, not Logan, the guy who's fighting him.
Right.
But the fact that they may have got into Floyd's plan, because you could tell just by how he talks and everything, so scripted, that maybe that kind of threw a monkey wrench in it. And maybe if Floyd gets somewhat emotional and tries to show out, and Logan stays disciplined enough to catch him, that's all he needs is one. I don't think it's going to be a beatdown for Logan to win. I think he needs to catch him.
Yeah. No, that
was a really long way to say that.
No, that's okay. I, for the record, don't think that was scripted, the hat thing.
No, I didn't think.
No,
that
I'm not
was
saying
scripted.
you think that.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
saying what Floyd does is always so scripted
for the casuals.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Because they think, but that's what's annoying about life now. Everything's fake to everybody now. Mm-hmm. Just the Ben Askren fight. Oh, that was set up. That was not.
It wasn't set up at all.
He blasted that mother.
Nobody
John Pascal and
Get
also
my money,
cruiserweight
Jake. Get my
contender.
motherfucking money, Jake.
And that's the thing about fighting. What I always say, I think that's the one sport. Like everyone always thinks, just like when we went and played basketball at the gym, we thought like, oh yeah, we're gonna ball, and it was terrible.
Yeah.
I think fighting is like the pinnacle of that. People thinking like, oh, they don't like realize how much skill it takes to even go like one round with a boxer. Like it is, and the fact that like Jake is like the seasoned fighters are saying like his skill level and like.
Yeah, I've
the
been
amount of
trying to
time
show
that he
people
has
the
in
clips
it,
of
and like,
people like Holyfield,
and like we've said it time and time again, like Jake hasn't done anything. You see, like it's because it's these big spectacles. He's doing it exactly how you want. We're speaking of Jake, not Logan, but like the got your hat thing, like that was the thing.
Yeah.
Now, like when you think about it, Jake's in, but when you think about it, he really didn't do anything.
Yeah,
that wasn't even his press conference.
I know.
Like because he's boxing, like he's training, like he is a fighter.
Yeah, see, I thought because I don't know if I brought this up on the other podcast, but I remember when Jake admitted that he was a little annoyed that Logan got this Floyd fight. And that was kind of telling to me because I always wondered, like, you know, because, like, I'm a creator, you're a creator, and, like, there is always a pinch of jealousy or envy. But since they're brothers, and I always wondered, I'm like, so, you know what I'm saying? So when Jake admitted that he was a little annoyed that Logan got the fight, I was kind of like, okay, like, I get that. Like, I understand why Jake would think that. You know, like, he's been grinding, and all of a sudden Logan gets this fight. And they both know that Jake is the better boxer. Logan has said it, and Jake has said it.
The kicker in that situation is because especially after the second KSI fight,
Yes.
remember how Logan's whole attitude was? Like, he didn't care about boxing.
Jake was, like, crying.
They joked about, like, Jake was truly, like, hurt.
Yeah.
Because he...
Why he like upset? He mad at me as if I didn't train you good. What you mad at me for?
When I go into the corner for the first time of the fight, I hear, "This is your pro debut. It doesn't matter if you lose."
What? Who said that?
You did.
No, he didn't. No, he didn't.
I heard what I heard. You can listen on the microphone after.
And if whatever I said,
Third round, you come up to me, you go, yo, what the f are you doing?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, you mean if I said I don't give a fuck if you do, punch, keep punching.
This is how I know I'm right. You can take it or leave it. But there's however many people in this room, and I'm the only one that's going against the grain. No, I love you more than anyone in this room. I know. That's what I'm trying to say.
I think it's weird because Logan handled the loss like better than I did.
Yeah.
Because he understood what was the deal was, and Logan kind of tried to play like you almost thought like boxing was done. Like he didn't talk about it, he didn't care about it. So like that I think that's what. And then his next adventure in boxing is boxing Floyd Mayweather. So like I think that definitely stung, regardless if I think it's a script or what.
See, and I didn't believe Logan's attitude. I think that he convinced himself he didn't care, but I think he thinks about it like every night. I think that's going to haunt him for the rest of his life.
Yeah.
And I know that he said, and I want to say this too, because in the fight, Logan got lucky when he got deducted 2 points for that little like tap on the head.
Yeah.
But if you go back and watch the fight, which I did, Logan got lucky because KSI freaking hit him in the right here, like right behind the ear, and he went down, like, and they called it back of the head.
Yeah.
They called it back of the head, and it wasn't.
Yeah.
So Logan got lucky with that.
So usually that's how it goes. As long as there's a season somewhere in there, usually.
Yeah. So
it's tit for tat.
But I've been like trying to figure out like what I was gonna say on this podcast, like what I think is gonna happen. And for at first I was like, damn, you know, Logan's gonna get fucked up. And then when I saw them standing next to each other, I'm like, damn, like you said, like Logan's a big boy. You know what I'm saying? And he actually is fast and he's very quick.
Especially if you see his like new training stuff for his size and for the type of like it's not MMA striking. It's not like the whole thing to boxing is speed and accuracy.
Yeah, he's
like,
fast. But the one thing I don't like about Logan is how he thinks he's Roy Jones Jr. And for the casuals out there, that means he drops his hands.
Yeah.
I felt that way. Hold on. Mouthpiece.
No. Lot.
Especially for being such like only having so many fights like that.
Yeah, so-
even Roy Jones didn't start doing that until he had
I
built
know.
up some confidence with some wins
So
and stuff like that.
he was doing that with the KSI fight, and I was thinking like, well, I wonder if he'll improve that. Or is he still with Let's Go Champ Shannon Briggs? Is that still this guy?
No. His fighter is Milton, and that dude is like his whole life boxing.
Yeah.
Like he's trained legitimate fighters.
But
Logan's got to be paying him a pretty penny because if
Yeah, I
you
know.
noticed,
He's
he
always
lives
there.
with Logan. Like, and that's usually
I
trainers
think he does
have
security.
multiple
I think he does
fighters.
security too.
But like usually trainers have multiple fight. Like they have a gym. Like so.
Yeah, he pays him
It's
off.
not a cheap. Like that guy's legit.
But shit. What was I about? Crap. What was I about to say? So anyways, so I saw his new footage, and he's still dropping his hands all the time, and I'm like, damn, you're still fighting. I think Logan is just kind of cocky. Like that's just how I fight. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, so then I was starting to think, I don't know, man. Like maybe Logan can get him on like one punch, because like Floyd is older, father time. Everybody loses the father time eventually.
And that's the other big kicker in this fight is if Floyd keeps freaking doing this, like he's not gonna keep. I don't care.
Somebody's gonna get him.
Yeah, like he is in great shape and this that, but he's 50 years old or however old. Like it's one of these. If it's this one or the next one, like,
well, somebody's going to.
Somebody, if not, someone's gonna tag him and put him down, and he's gonna have to do everything he can to win the fight.
So anyways, so then I went back and I watched. I was like, you know what? I need to rewatch this Floyd and Conor fight. Like I just want to like rewatch it because I rewatch every fight. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want to be caught as a prisoner in the moment. And
especially for being such like only having so many fights like that.
Yeah. So
even Roy Jones didn't start doing that until he had built up some confidence with some wins and stuff like that.
He was doing that with the KSI fight, and I was thinking like, well, I wonder if he'll improve that. Or is he still with Let's Go Champ Shannon Briggs? Is that still this guy?
No. His fighter is Milton, and that dude is like his whole life boxing. Like he's trained legitimate fighters. But Logan's got to be paying him a pretty penny because if you noticed, he
always
lives
there.
with Logan. Like. And that's usually trainers
I think he does
have
security.
multiple
I think he does
fighters.
Security too.
But like usually trainers have multiple fight. Like they have a gym. Like so.
Yeah, he pays him off.
It's not a cheap. Like that guy's legit.
But shit. What was I about? Crap. What was I about to say? So anyways, so I saw his new footage, and he's still dropping his hands all the time, and I'm like, damn, you're still fighting. I think Logan is just kind of cocky. Like that's just how I fight. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, so then I was starting to think, I don't know, man. Like maybe Logan can get him on like one punch, because like Floyd is older, father time. Everybody loses the father time eventually.
And that's the other big kicker in this fight is if Floyd keeps freaking doing this, like he's not gonna keep. I don't care.
Somebody's gonna get him.
Yeah, like he is in great shape and this that, but he's 50 years old or however old. Like it's one of these. If it's this one or the next one, like,
well, somebody's going to.
Somebody, if not, someone's gonna tag him and put him down, and he's gonna have to do everything he can to win the fight.
So anyways, so then I went back and I watched. I was like, you know what? I need to rewatch this Floyd and Conor fight. Like I just want to like rewatch it because I rewatch every fight. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want to be caught as a prisoner in the moment. And Conor is a better fighter than Logan, right? See, it's even crazy. I was just telling my boy Evan that like we're even debating this stuff with the Pauls. Like for the Paul haters, like we're like kind of debating like, well, is Conor better than like Jake? Or like that's crazy.
It is crazy, but it's like it's like overall fighter, like boxing is a different sport.
Yeah. So, but anyways, all right.
Sport. That'll come up later.
But what would you say? Like, who has better hands? Or so would you say Conor has better hands than Logan?
I would say yes, because Conor is southpaw and his left is so strong, and a lot of people like if you have a strong left, that right there alone gets you pretty far.
And Conor was bigger than Floyd, but not that much bigger. But he was bigger.
But Conor, you got to remember, Conor fights lightweight. He fought lightweight and I think welterweight, which is 155 and 165 or 100 and whatever.
So it's not that much.
Yeah,
it's not that much. And then Floyd, Floyd, like you said in the...
And it wasn't... I'm sorry, didn't mean to cut you off before I forget. This is a catchweight fight. Those other ones weren't like... Floyd made them get to a certain weight.
Right. And then Logan, that's how confident he is in this, that he's letting Logan be any weight
Like
he wants.
Yeah, well, like I'm not sure that there's a certain weight, but he doesn't have to cut to a ridiculous weight. Like usually, that's how he beat Canelo. He made Canelo drop like 2 weight classes.
Well, I just listened to a Logan interview, and he said he's 3 weight classes heavier. He's coming in 3 weight classes. He was on ESPN
And
First Take.
I thought it'd be more because boxing has so many more classes.
Yeah,
I
well,
thought it would be 4 or 5.
maybe he's speaking like middleweight, like
Yeah.
you know what I mean. He's not
Yeah.
like chopping it up.
Because like there's cruiserweight and all that.
Yeah.
shit.
So, anyways, but he's significantly bigger, and I saw what he did to Connor. But it being 2021, I have this weird feeling that Logan is gonna catch him. I do. I'm
Like,
going with that.
It could happen. Like that's what I'm saying. Like there's a lot more than all the previous fights. There's a lot more of what do you say? Like that. Like kind of fuck it. No, not fuck it. Like what if energy. There's so much more what if energy because he's older. Like they actually kind of got to him at the press conference, and like how like stuff is viewed now is different. Like
yes, stay on that real quick. So I was with the whole Jake taking Floyd's hat. I was like, he kind of messed Logan up because at first I was like, Floyd's just gonna play with Logan, and now I think Floyd might try to take his head off.
He wants to do the sun thing. Like I want to sun you. I want to disrespect you in front of.
Yeah,
like, the whole world.
So that's what I think. But for me, just like the way like 2020 went and 2021 with the Jake Paul, I just think, just imagine. And so I'm just going with it. I'm going with my brothers. I can't go against my brothers. And then okay, if Logan does lose, I mean, you may not see from me for a while. You know, I may have to go and hide.
Like MIA.
Did I say it to you?
Boy, be on a milk carton.
I forget if I said it to you or somebody else. I was like, everybody's gonna be watching Logan, but thinking about me.
Like they just can't wait.
Yeah.
They just can't wait.
So I'm riding with my boy, dude. I think that Floyd is old, and I think that he's gonna get cocky. That's what I'm hoping on. Okay, like obviously I could go Floyd's gonna win, but this is what I'm banking on as for my brother. Like just staying true to the Paul brothers. I'm hoping that Floyd gets super cocky and underestimates his punch, like Ben Askren underestimated. You know what I'm saying? And I know it's different and it's Floyd, but I'm not like if that doesn't happen, Floyd's gonna win. But I'm just hoping that Floyd gets that one punch that the Jake Paul Ben Askren punch that just came out of nowhere and 3 weight classes
maybe
heavier.
He tries to attack him early because usually Floyd's game is to let you do your thing for damn near 4, 5, 6 rounds before he really starts bringing the heat.
3 weight classes heavier is pretty heavy, dude.
Yeah,
like, that's
and
a
if
big
Logan's
punch.
smart enough to lean on him, use his weight to tire him out,
But
keep blocking
though,
up with him, and that's the thing. That's the only thing that it's the brick wall with Logan that keeps holding me out. Is when I watch the freaking KSI fights. I know there weren't they weren't any boxers back then. They weren't like any type of professional, but like the windows, it's like Logan was trying too hard to be a boxer that he was missing so many windows that he could have ended that fight. Like he could have ended that KSI fight. Like it like the only reason KSI got in punches is like he has such a wild style. Like you could just tell like someone that trained to box but wasn't in shape to box. Like he got so winded. But yeah, Logan could have easily finished that fight. But so it's like it's where his frame of mind, like, because that's the thing too that people don't forget. Like it's Logan is also very mental. Like so there could be a huge plan because this came out of nowhere. It's like, why were you in talks with fighting Floyd anyway? With like your history in fighting, what was the natural progression to fighting Floyd Mayweather, especially when your brother, you of all people know, is trying to grow in the sport. So like, is there a narrative here? Is there a story being trying to like, does he beat Floyd and it's a big thing and then he fights Jake next?
Well, okay, that's so funny. Segue Jay. So I was about to ask you. All right, I'm gonna do 2 scenarios. I think we did this for Jake Paul, okay, and we're gonna get to Jake too. For the fanboys and the haters. If Logan loses, what's next? TikTok?
Nah, it's not TikTok.
No.
See, he did commit a lot to this because he like moved to Puerto Rico. He stopped like his podcast was like his main kind of thing, and he kind of even interrupted for that. So like I didn't even think of that if Logan loses. Usually it was like, oh, no biggie if Logan loses. I mean, I guess it could be content, but like
No, forget the content. What's his next fight if he loses? That's what I'm
if
getting
he
at.
loses,
Not his career, like fight-wise.
I don't know that Logan fights for a while if he loses.
Yeah.
It depends on like he's not getting knocked out. So
I say, okay.
Actually, he might fight because, like I said, even if he loses and goes the whole fight, that's like fighting someone like Floyd, even at that age.
Can you imagine?
Is like a kind of like a way to test yourself. Like, oh, okay, I held myself, then I can kind of really do this. But Logan, unless he like lost a lot of weight or just did fights like, because they're both going the Floyd route, they're picking their fights.
Yeah.
But if they really got into fighting, Logan would be entering a deadly weight class.
That's a problem.
Like I watch boxing, y'all. There is some murderers out there right now.
Well, what do you think of my idea of the Pauls versus the Charlo brothers? That would never happen.
Jake could probably hang for a little bit, but the Charlos have been doing this since they were little.
What's their weight?
Like they're middleweight and welterweight.
So they get fucked.
The bigger one's the knockout guy, and like they're just they call
It'd be
themselves
crazy,
the Lions
though, right?
because that's how they command the ring.
The hype for that fight, the Charlo brothers.
It would be a good fight. I don't see what it would help the Charlo brothers. Well, maybe get more people them known, but like for as good as boxers they are, I don't think even getting it that way that's the way they want to get it. Like something would have to happen. Jake would have to be Jake, or Logan would have to something maybe from this Logan fight. Like they would have to beat some other people first before they would get that fight.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it wouldn't. I don't think it would.
Jake has to win this
anytime
fight,
soon.
or we'll get into that. So and then for me, I think
The money is a big player too.
of course, but I think. For me, if Logan loses to Floyd, I think he should just go beat up TikTokers and stuff because they're like training and stuff.
Oh, yeah, even do that.
Get that bag, and then maybe work his way to like a Dylan Dennis. That could be a fight. Or who's the other guy? Austin McBroom.
Oh yeah, that's like the YouTuber guy. Yeah.
Because if he loses this fight, it's not a big deal at all to anybody. So he could easily just go back to like fighting Austin, like his rivals. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't have to keep. I don't think Logan has to go the Jake route. Yeah. Jake has to. Oh, let's get into Jake. All right, segue into Jake.
Before we get into Jake,
I'll take the segue back.
Yeah, take that segue back. The only thing I think a lot of people are forgetting that is the one bad thing that could happen for this fight. Most of the people were probably happy about this. If it goes like the way that most people think it's gonna go, and it's not that entertaining, and like it's kind of just the schooling. I think,
like the Conor fight?
I think this fight might fuck up the whole like celebrity, like this whole big thing.
Wait, hold on. If what happens?
Like if it goes the way
everybody thinks, boring.
Yeah,
Floyd
boring. Floyd
him.
just outschools him. It's ridiculous. I think it takes a lot of luster from the whole. Even Jake, like I think it kind of hurts Jake too, unless like Logan really tries to hurt him, allowing himself to be opened up and. For once and forever, besides
Logan
the time dude has hands down,
Logan gets it,
or even Floyd knocks him down. Like something big has to happen, or I think this whole thing because Floyd he can sell tickets, he can sell pay per view. So if we gather all these eyes for this fight, and it's like, like that hurts the rest of this whole thing, which a lot of people kind of maybe want to happen. Like,
but why? Explain why. I'm not even saying I disagree with you, but why? Like
why? Because of the fizz. Because it's like, oh, well, this is exactly what everyone thought it was.
So like what people are waiting for them to get to the top, and then they'll see what happens if they got to where people are anticipating what would happen.
No,
if
just
they got
like
there,
basically
kind of?
Not even that, because like you said, a lot of casuals aren't in like deep. They don't even know half these dudes fighting that are entertainers. It's just like a lot of them don't even get Jake or Logan. They think it's like one person. So if they see this fight and there's no like, whoa, well this dude can actually bite. If Logan like really like dust up Floyd, because that's the other. I don't mean to keep going off Bears. That's the other thing. Like Floyd is the one that people usually are hating, and I swear Logan has more haters for once. Like
It's crazy.
everyone's rooting for Floyd, and usually that wasn't it. Like
I know.
usually the only people
And
rooting
everybody
for
hated Ben
Floyd
Askren.
were the people. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
everybody
like
hated him.
it's nuts. Like the Pauls are like the new Floyd Mayweathers.
Yeah.
Like it's almost like this is like a passing of the torch. But like
Yeah.
I'm not saying that bad
'Cause
thing
people
can't
love
happen.
Conor.
I just
People
think that's
love
the one bad thing that could happen if he doesn't impress us. If Floyd kind of, because remember with the Pacquiao thing, that killed Floyd's star for a little bit.
Yeah.
Nobody, like, Floyd didn't sell numbers after that fucking, like, how many of our age guys, dude, we waited for that fight for so long, and then
He
when
might
it
have
finally
sold, though.
was,
He
it's
might have
like,
sold, though.
it's like, I think he paid freaking Pacquiao off or something,
Yeah,
dude.
we like.
So it's like, don't forget it's Floyd. He's about that money. So it's like,
It's so
does he
funny.
take a chance? Does he take a chance of getting hurt? Does he take, or do we get fucking?
I know. See, look, like this is gonna sound weird, but like, because to me, Logan has that bad quality LeBron gene, where, like how like LeBron got blown out last night, and like Logan has that in him, where just he'll just be defeated.
Yeah.
So like that's the only thing that worries me. Like, is Logan gonna have the sniffles this time?
Yes, I would have won the fight. I think 9 out of 10 times I beat JJ. Tonight was the night that 1 out of 10 times. You can hear my voice. I'm sick. I woke up sick. I've been sick for the past 3 days. The first thing I did this morning was sneezed 3 times, and then I've been sneezing throughout the whole day. Called Shannon. I was like, "Yo, should I take Dayquil or ibuprofen before the fight tonight?" He said no because it'll mess up my heart rate. But I try to push through it. I kind of hoped that my adrenaline would take care of the sickness, and if I'm being honest with you, it took away that killer instinct that I've had this whole 2 months in sparring. That was the worst performance that I've had in the past 2 months. Something changed today, and I had to talk with my brother backstage, and it got a little emotional. It's like there's something in me that has a problem taking it from 99 to 100 and crossing that finish line in boxing and wanting to hurt the man in the ring. Like, bro, I'll talk in front of the media and do press conferences all day and say, like, I want to hurt JJ, but let's be honest, like, I hope JJ's fucking alive and well for the rest of his life. I'm just not. I don't know if I'm that animal, or at least today, anyways. I wasn't that I needed to be, and yeah, you got.
Is Logan gonna have the sniffles this time? Because for an inside joke, like Logan lost to KSI, and I guess he said he woke up sick, and he's such an idiot. And he said he had the sniffles when he woke up.
Yeah.
After the fight, he said he had the sniffles. But
that's the thing with Logan too. You don't know. He could be hype until day
I
of.
know.
I don't care what he says. It's until the day of the fight, and you gotta like hope he's still like.
Yeah, like Jake. I know Jake's ready.
Yeah.
Every fight, like I just know.
Jake's
it.
more of the bulldog. Like Logan's more of the entertainer. Jake's more. We're starting to see like.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's a dog.
Yeah.
He's a dog. You know.
He gets people attention. Like I think people hate Jake more, but since Logan and them together and they use the Japan thing, and it's like they like Logan takes some of Jake's hate.
Yeah, but I think they're slowly gaining some respect.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And we'll see. So, all right, well, we can leave that. That's fine. That was already 22 minutes right there. Like, we'll do like 20 minutes or something.
Right.
But we'll leave that at that. You're going with Floyd in what, 4 or 5?
No.
Wear him out, kind of like not. Is he gonna
I don't
KO?
wanna do that.
Is he gonna
My
KO
thoughts-
Logan? Like, is Logan gonna hit the canvas?
No, my thoughts. No, I don't think he KOs Logan. I'm actually gonna go
Like a
and
corner
say
out?
that Logan makes it. They're gonna give it to Floyd, but I think Logan makes it the whole way.
So not Connor. Where like Connor was like a technical TKO.
Yeah.
No.
I think Logan
So he
can
can
make
knock.
8 rounds.
So you think he can knock Connor out, but not Logan? You know what I mean?
I guess yeah. I'm saying that.
All right. Yeah.
Logan's taking it more serious.
He's bigger too.
Still, Conor didn't take it as serious as people think.
Yeah, and I heard he was partying and stuff.
And he was at his pinnacle right then. Like they went on tour and did that whole thing. It's
private
like,
jets and shit. The liquor and stuff.
Like Logan's kind of stopped his whole life for it. So
yeah. All right. So now, do you want to talk about Deontay or do you want to talk about Jake? I guess Jake. We'll just roll into Jake.
Yeah, because then that way, the die hard, we can stay to the end because then we talk about Deontay.
See, my take on the Jake versus Woodley thing is I don't love it for Jake. I think that it's a risky fight for him for a person that nobody really knows.
Yeah.
Do you feel me though?
I feel you. I don't think it's nearly as risky as you think.
Yeah.
I think it's dumb for Tyrone unless he's just trying to get a check. Unless he's just trying to get a check.
I guess
I
guess they're fighters. Like they don't think Jake Paul can beat them.
Even if he didn't lose his last, because like people that don't know, Tyrone Woodley is on a downward spot. Like he has been owned in like his last couple of fights, and even though that's a different sport, like
totally different.
Even if he wasn't and he was still champion, like I said, it's fighting and fighting, but boxing, like Tyrone Woodley, I think has one of the worst physiques for boxing.
Yeah. I don't even picture him as a boxer.
His upper body is just,
I know.
Even his legs, like.
But I guess it makes sense because that's Askren's boy.
I'll say,
you know
I think
so it makes sense. I get it. He's a wrestler.
Happened. He's built to take you down and overpower him.
No, I meant the fight. Like the actual fight happening makes sense because that's Askren's boy, and they were talking shit in the back.
And that I think. Tell you the truth, this is wild. We won't ever see it. I think the dude talking shit back there would beat him in boxing.
That's so funny. I was just about to say I would have rather that guy fought Woodley.
Yeah, that could have been like an undercard or whatever. Like that would have been a good before fight for some. It is a weird one with Jake because taking all that hype, this next fight could have been like your last real fight. But I think a lot of people think it's more of a real fight because like at least the UFC people know that Tyrone